All right, so this is question number 3 from your test, and this one reflects the 7.6c TEK. I can solve problems using probability to make predictions, right? So this says 50 students were asked what they believe their most important school subject is, okay? So this is the graph shows the response for 50 students. That means that this graph equals, the total is going to be 50. It says if there are 250 students in 7th grade, what would be a reasonable estimate for the number of students that would choose math? So we have 250 students, and we're looking for a reasonable estimate of the people who chose math. Okay, so if you remember correctly, when we are solving, when we're making predictions, we're gonna use a proportion to solve for that. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set up our proportion. Okay, so so we know the graph represents 50, so that is our whole, that is our total for the graph, okay? And then we want the people who chose math. Down here in our key, it tells us math is green. So how many people chose math? 17. So that is my part. Okay, so I have my part over my whole. So now on this side, it says if there are 250 students in 7th grade, what would be the reasonable estimate? So 250, is that part of my 7th grade or my whole 7th grade? Okay. You said whole, that is correct. So that's going to go down here at the bottom. And then I'm looking for the part, or what is equivalent to 17. So now I am going to cross multiply. Okay, so I have 50 times x. That gives me 50x. 17 times 250. So let's go ahead and multiply 250 times 17. So 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 5, 35 is correct. And then 7 times 2 is 14 plus 3, 17. We're done with that 3. Cross it out. Put my placeholder here. I'm done with the 7. So now I'm going to multiply my 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. So now we're going to add those two together. So we have 4,250. Are we done though? No, your last step is to divide, and you're going to divide by, yes, the coefficient. Remember, you always divide by the coefficient, which is the number in front of the variable, in front of the letter. So 50x divided by 50 is x, and then 4,250 divided by 50. Okay. So I have a 0 here and a 0 here, so I'm going to cross them out. I still get the same answer. So now I'm going to have 425 divided by 5. So can 5 go into 4? If you said no, that is correct. Can 5 go into 42? Yes. How many times? If you said 8, you are correct. And that is 40. We're going to subtract. So 2 minus 0 is 2. I have that's 0, so I'm not going to put nothing there. Bring down my 5. So 5 goes into 25. 5 times is correct. So 5 times 25 gives me 25. So x equals 25. So what would be a reasonable estimate for the number of students that would choose math? That is 25. So the reasonable estimate is 25. Some of you may have missed it. It's because it's a whole number. And it's a griddable. So when you had to grid it, you may have gridded it incorrectly. Remember, when you have a whole number, the decimal is always at the end. So the 25 should have gone in front of the decimal, not behind it. Okay? So that's where you might have made your mistake. Okay? So hopefully this helps you with the other problem that goes with this TEK. Okay?